Hi, it's Debbie from Create Pretty Things. How are you guys doing on this wonderful Monday afternoon? I'm doing awesome. Today we are going to use this cute transfer. It is our bold poppies transfer, and you can see how beautiful these flowers are. We also have one that is bold daisies, and I'm going to do that probably my next project because I'm conflicted on two different ways to do these. So today I'm going to do the poppies, and we're going to do it on watercolor paper. Now what I'm doing is I've got this beautiful frame. I've got two of these. And I am going to, actually it might have two pieces of glass in here because I can't take this off here and I can't take it off here. I'm going to go ahead and take out this glass just by pivoting these little swings. Well, maybe I won't even do that first. My idea is to get a piece of watercolor paper, create a beautiful design on it, and then frame it in this frame. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to get those out. It looks like it might need a little bit of a tool for that. And we'll get started. As you jump on, type in the word Poppies, P-O-P-P-I-E-S. That will get you the link to the shopping cart of the products I'm using tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take out one sheet of my watercolor paper. This is very thick. Let me see if I can get it out without tearing the whole thing. Okay, watercolor paper. This is a 12 by 18 size. It is the same size as my transfer, but my frame will not be that large. So I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to fuzz my transfer on my fuzzing towel. So these are reusable transfers. They're silk screen and they are amazing. This is my fuzzing towel. This is just a cloth that I use to lessen the sticky on the back of this transfer. I'm going to take this off the backer, the transfer backer. Notice that one side is like a creamy yellow and the other side is white. When you put this back on, make sure you apply the sticky side of the transfer to the white. I'm going to peel this off. Keep your backer, you need it. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down on my fuzzing towel and smooth it down and lift it up a few times. We're just trying to reduce that stickiness just a little bit so that it doesn't rip our paper when we pull it up and so that it does not stretch out when we pull it up. Okay, so I think that's fuzzed pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put this down over my paper and I'm just going to try to center it because it is such a great match for size. And then I will go ahead and cut out the parts that I love the most and we'll put it in our frame. So I'm just going to smooth down this transfer. Make sure there's no bumps underneath it. It's adhered well. If you have any air bubbles, it will allow the paste to run outside those lines and you don't want to do it. Okay, this is going to be a colorful one. I love this one. I have got eucalyptus. I thought I would use that for some of the greenery. I have got, this is, Hey Pumpkin, and it is a real pretty color. It kind of reminded me of marigolds a little bit, so I thought it would be pretty. And then my two favorites are the Couture Coral and the Couture Teal. So we're just going to get started. I think that I'm going to go ahead and start with my little pink flowers right here, the small ones. I'm going to do those in Couture Coral. I'm going to go ahead and get a small squeegee. And all I'm going to do is dip it in my jar of paste, get a little bit on there, and I'm going to smooth it over the silk screen to cover up the white areas of my transfer. So just smooth it on there. Now I'm going to do a little bit of this at a time. You do want to peel this transfer up while the paste is still wet. And so to do that, since it is a large transfer, I'm going to do a little bit. I'm going to pull it and then I'm going to dry it and put it back down. And so I'm not trying to get my leaves at this point. My leaves are going to be the eucalyptus. I just want to get these little pink flowers. And I could have done the centers of these a different color as well. Now I'm going to do this all a bunch of different colors. I also thought it would be fun to do one monochromatic with just one color, but we'll just go ahead with this one first and we'll see how it works. Let's see. Okay, so now I've got it chalked. I'm just gonna go ahead and lift this up and we'll see what it looks like. It looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a dry because we're gonna put it back down and we're gonna keep on chalking. I did notice that this pink didn't go through right here though, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little more. Press it through the silk screen. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Do you guys like flowers? Flowers are such a great sign of spring, and I'm ready for spring right now. This paste does dry really fast. I'm going to go ahead and do this beautiful large flower up here in the Hey Pumpkin. Maybe I'll do the smaller flower in Hey Pumpkin, and then I can do, let's see, what am I going to do in teal? I might not do teal. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and do this one in the Hey Pumpkin. Now this color, even though the name insinuates fall, to me it kind of reminds me of summer or spring. Let's see how this one's going to turn out. We'll just smooth this paste on, cover up the silk screen. Make sure you get all those edges. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over it and kind of remove some of the excess paste that may be on there. That will help it dry a little bit easier and also smooth out some of those lines. Okay. Any extra, put back in your jar. Let's lift it. Now, as you lift it, take a look at it and see if you missed any spots. There is one spot that didn't go through quite like I wanted it to right here. So I'm going to repaste it and lift it up. Well, it still has some distressing. Oh, maybe it's in the transfer. Maybe not. Okay, so it does have some distressing in there. And that could be because my face is a little dry. But I think it's still going to look great. And we're going to continue. I don't know why I got this teal. I don't know of any blue flowers, teal flowers. So let me figure out another color to go in here. Maybe I could do a brighter yellow. Let's try this bumblebee. This bumblebee will be one of our colors, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stir it up. I haven't used this for a while. And make sure the consistency is better. Now it is a little thick, so I'm just going to go ahead and spray a little bit of distilled water in here. Just a half a spray at a time. Mix it up really well. You don't want it to have any wet spots on it within the paste because then it will run. So mix it up. Let's go ahead and give it a try. I'm going to go ahead and put my transfer back down. And wherever, so you don't need to really put it down where it's already pasted, but you do need to put it down on the areas that you are going to paste, okay? Make sure it's down without any bubbles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this small flower here, yellow. Let's see how that works out. Scooch you down a little bit. Oh, this one feels a lot better than that Hey Pumpkin. The Hey Pumpkin is a little dry. So since this is a little smoother and hydrated a little more, I don't think it'll have any of that pull up where it kind of looks distressed. That was where the paste was too dry and it stayed on the top of the silk screen. And I can actually, I'm gonna spray this Hey Pumpkin with some more water, mix it up, and I am going to do the center of this flower, Hey Pumpkin. Like I said, make sure you mix these up really well. And for this, I'm just gonna get a small, I'm gonna get my little detail tool. So it's got a very small squeegee on the end, and I'm gonna dip it in my Hey Pumpkin and do that center just to give it a little deeper color right there. Let's pull it up and take a look. Okay, this one came up really good. So this is our yellow flower in the corner. Okay, I'm gonna dry that. Now, not all of this design is going to fit in my frame, but we're going to go ahead and pick out what we want when we cut it. Okay, let's lay this down again. What color should we make this big one up here? Let's make that a pink. This poppy, let's make it pink, the Couture Coral color. Let's make sure this is okay too. I'm going to add a little bit of distilled water to this one as well. Just to make sure it's a good consistency. I want it to cover it and not dry in the screen. Okay, let's get our squeegee and let's go for it. Yeah, let's do the whole flower. Still feels a little dry, guys. So I'm gonna work pretty fast on this just because it does feel dry. So I'm just going over the white areas, trying not to miss any of the edges. And this looks pretty thick, actually. I'm gonna go over it and try to remove some of that paste. Smooth out the lines, make it thinner so it's quicker to dry. Make sure my edges are all covered. Let's lift it up. And if I need to reapply, I can. So right here on this edge, I don't know if you can see it, probably not. I do see a little white spot right here. Paste didn't go through. I'm gonna reapply. That looks better. Same thing right here, up here. And I actually think some of this distressing will look really good on this. Okay. Whoops, but I don't like it down there at the bottom. Let's see. Okay, so here is our pink flower. We're gonna go ahead and dry it. Okay, it's looking really good with those colors. Let's give it a dry, then we'll work on some of the leaves. Let's lay it back down. Let's press our leaves down, whoops. And I do have some pink paste on my fingers, so I'm going to go ahead and clean them up. so I don't transfer that paste where I don't want it. Okay, press down on anything that you're going to paste. So I've got some leaves right here, down in here, all the way up in here. Make sure it's pressed down onto your surface, which in this case is our watercolor paper. Tonight's keyword, guys, if you want the links to this project, it's Poppies, Poppies. Type that into the comment section and check your messenger and you'll get a message back giving you the links. We're going to use eucalyptus on the leaves. So I'm just going to go over with the leaves, and I hope this is dark enough. We'll take a look. I'll work this little section here. And this big section down here. And then we're going to go ahead and pull it up and see what we've got. Oh, guys, I like it a lot. Can you guys see that? How pretty. Okay, I'm not sure what this, oh, we're going to cover that up. That one green spot. Oh, I'm loving this. Wow, I'd like to do this poppy color, another color. I have a little bit of paste under my screen here. Maybe I'll pop in some red. Maybe red. Let's try this candy apple red on this big poppy right here. I always think of poppies being pretty colors, but I'm also thinking of the red poppies when they do like, I don't know whether it's a sign for veterans. So let's try this in red. I'm right at the bottom of this one, right at the very bottom. Let's stir it up. So since I am at the bottom, it's very dry. Okay, I think that's okay. It may be a little loose. We're gonna go for it. Where's my lid? There it is. Let's go for it. Let's do some red. We're just gonna go ahead and rub it on here, spread it around. I need a bobby pin today. Okay, and since that one was a little wetter, I think I'm going to continue doing my little pink flowers down here. I'm going to get a small squeegee. This is a small squeegee cut in half. I'm going to go back to my Couture coral and do these little flowers down here. And this is the perfect size for doing these little flowers. And do you guys see how I'm trying to do just like a section at a time, just so that I can do the paste and peel, lift and dry? And you can probably tell how well this is going on just by watching me paste, how much effort I have to apply. This one's going on okay. It's still a little chalky texture compared to some of the others. But you can tell when I wipe it off how clean it comes off. Okay, let's go ahead and do our leaf here. I'm just adding a little at a time, mixing it all around. Scraping the jar as I go. Kind of like when you're making dough, you're kneading dough. Just kind of incorporate the dry with the wet. Let's do that. And is that a leaf? I think it is. Leaf. Kind of tricky sometimes as you get going. You don't remember to look and see what's a flower and what's a leaf. So pay attention to what you're doing, but if you mess up, it's okay. So once again, since this green is on the drier side, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up as soon as I can. Make sure I've got coverage, pull it up, and we'll dry it. Okay, so we're going to pull it up. What do you guys think so far? Beautiful colors. Beautiful. I'm going to put this down, and I may want to re-chalk some of that red. The red poppy. Right there. Let's see. Some of it looks like it's a little dry. I'm going to go ahead and use this wet wipe right here. It's not very wet. I'm going to wet it down a little bit, make sure it's not dripping. And I'm going to try to press some of that dry paste through. If you guys would like to get notified when I go live, please type in the comments !notify. That will get you notifications of when I'm live, and that way you don't have to miss any of my lives. A little bit more right here. Just trying to loosen up that paste a little bit. Trying to get it to go through the silk screen because it was dry. So I'm just kind of wetting it down a little bit with my wet finger. All right, that looks better. A little bit right here on this edge. Right there. Right there. Okay, that looks so much better. And I do have a little bit of bleeding right here. I might just try and blot that before it's dried. Okay, I'm gonna dry that up. So what do you guys think about the colors of this so far? Do you think that Hey Pumpkin is a little bit too dark for spring? Oh, I can't lift it because it's gonna all fall off. Just gonna go ahead and lay this down, and we're gonna press on the areas that we're gonna chalk. Let's do some bright pinks down here. Make sure your silk screen is down. Remember, you lifted it to do the drying part. So make sure it's down again. And get some paste. Do these few little flowers, and that might have been a leaf. Do these little pink flowers down here. They're gonna be quick. This flower can be pink. This can be pink. Let's pull it up. Nice, very nice. I think this is looking great. I think it's going to be just like what I wanted it to be. Okay, let's lay this down. Let's do our little green leaves again. Our eucalyptus leaves down here and here. Maybe I'll do yellow berries on this. Maybe I'll do the Hey Pumpkin berries on this. And then we'll do the last flower in Bumblebee. Bumblebee. Okay, our last large flower in Bumblebee. And like I said, if you want to do that center a different color like we did up at the top, you could. Let's finish off our last little eucalyptus leaves. still think this is kind of dry. Now, if it's too wet, it's going to be runny, and this might be a little bit too wet. We'll go ahead and try it and see how we feel. This is one of the older paste formulas. So, we're nearing the bottom of it. I've got some color blending going on with my yellow down here. Just because I'm being a little messy. I think this paste will be okay. Okay, I'm gonna wipe my hands off. They're a little messy, and then we'll do a reveal. All right, guys, are you ready to see the rest of this? Let's go ahead and peel this down. Here we go. Let's see this side. What do you guys think? Wow. Pretty good. I love it. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead, well, maybe I'll go ahead and clean this off right now. So to clean off your transfers, cleaning is a very, very important part of this process. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down on a waterproof surface or a towel, a bath mat, something that can absorb the water or can be cleaned off easily. I'm gonna spray it all down. I'm gonna go ahead and cap up my paste. So if I have dirty squeegees, I'm gonna put them into my water bath over here and cap them up. If I have anything that's still a little dry, I can add water. But I think at this point I've worked with them enough. Maybe I'll add some to the Hey Pumpkin, that they're probably okay. I'm gonna stir it up so that when it is sitting there in storage, it will have time to all blend together and become a nice consistency, and it'll be good for next time. Now, any dark colors like the red and the blacks, they are going to stain a little more than your lighter colors. So that's why I just kind of went ahead and blotted it off with a paper towel. I cap that up. This is almost done. My bumblebee. The coral we didn't end up, the teal we didn't use, and the corals put away. Oh, and then I had this other color out, but I'm not going to use it as well. Okay, so now I've got this sitting for just a second. I'm going to go ahead and get a paper towel. I'm going to make the first pass over my transfer. You want to clean all this paste out of that silk screen. The silk screen's where it went through to the surface down below. And obviously, this is the side that all the paste was applied to. So if you need to add more water, please do. You can also take these back to your sink and run them under cold water and kind of rub them a lot. Now, I have something called a board eraser. It is in your shopping cart. It's imperative to use these in my eyes. I'll show you what it is in just a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this down one more time. And here in my water bath where I threw all my squeegees, I have my board eraser. And it has been sitting in the water, so it is wet. I'm just going to go over my transfer and rub in many different directions. to get all that paste out. Now you can see how much it's gotten already. I'm gonna go ahead and keep going over the top. Some of this was pretty thick. If I need to add more water, I can spray it down. And your key goal is to get all that paste out of there. Now it's not all out, but I am gonna go ahead and lift up my transfer, clean off my surface underneath, rinse out my sponge, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay this sticky side up, spray it down and clean it with my squeegee again. Now this side go a little more gentle on because it is the sticky side. You want to protect that adhesive. The adhesive is the key to it being reused 8 to 12 times, that and getting your silk screen clean after you use it. So you do want to go easy. You don't want to harm that sticky. Now it still is dirty. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of dry my sticky side right now because it is getting a lot of dirty water off of it still. You can see how much it's still picked up. I'm going to clean my surface below. And I am going to put it sticky side down. And I'm going to work on the front again, the top. Now it's looking better. Okay, that's a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and dry both sides of this transfer again. We'll put it on its backer, and then we will check on our surface, our little piece of watercolor paper that we chalked on, and see how it's doing. Make sure it's dry before we kind of cut it to size. This does look like the yellow kind of stained this a little bit. Let me work on that a little bit more. Okay, it does have a little bit of shading to it, but I know that the silk screen is clean. If I hold it up and look at it, you can see through that. I can see it's still wet too, so let me dry it. And then when it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and get my backer that we saved. And it goes the sticky side to the white side. See, there's a creamy side. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay this on here. I'm going to try and center it. I want to make sure that the sticky parts of the transfer are adhered to the transfer backer. It will protect it. Okay, I'm going to smooth it down. Try to get those air bubbles out. Oops. Okay, and then I'm going to store it back in the cellophane wrapper, the envelope that it came in, and that is good to go. Okay, so let's take a look at our finished piece here. So it looks like this. And it looks pretty dry. I'm going to go ahead and get our frame. Figure out how to move these little things aside. Let me get a screwdriver. Okay, I'm going to take out the glass. So it does have 2 pieces of glass. I'm going to leave one in. This one has a little display paper in it. And try to get the gooey off. Have you guys ever had a fight with the goo? Okay. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and clean it with a piece of, with some Windex. Well, we may not have to actually worry about this. Let's think about this. We're going to use this as a cutout. We're going to outline it. And this will be on the back. So let's see how we want this to be. You want to highlight the pink, the yellow, I kind of like the yellow. I think we're going to cut it out like this, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trace around it with a pencil. And I'm going to get a pair of scissors and we'll cut it out. You hate to cut anything out that's so beautiful, but this was our whole purpose. I'm hoping it's going to fit. We may have to trim it up just a little bit. Oh, I hate to waste this stuff, but we have to. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. We're going to take our frame and see if this fits inside it. Needs a little trimming. how that's gonna work. Oh, it's gonna be really cute. Okay, let's try and put it on our back. Flip our hinges around. Okay, we almost have them all in. I'll fix that later. Let's see how it looks, guys. Wow, let me turn off this ring light. Okay, here it is, guys. What do you guys think? I know that light's reflecting on it. Here we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it, guys. I have another frame. I'll do another color combination with the daisies tomorrow. I hope you love it. Let's see if I can get this so it doesn't reflect. Oh, I love it. Okay, I hope you guys love it. Please feel free to share. Comment the word Poppies if you want the links to the shopping cart. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.